DJ Ready Real.
Barack Obama and the black vote. Yesterday there was a lot of controversy because Barack Obama addressed the black caucus and basically told them stop whining, stop complaining. I want to say to all black people out there, to be honest with you, I think that Barack Obama knows of your plight and your economic struggles in this country. I think he's well aware of it. I think he understands it. But I don't think that he really cares. I don't think Obama really cares. You look at Obama as a man, first of all, to be honest with most of you Democrats out there, Obama had his first 2 years of his presidency, had a majority Democrats, he had a majority of Democrats in the House and the Senate, failed to pass legislation, key legislation like health care and things of that sort. And when he did pass it, but it was so watered down by the Republicans that it's just disgusting. And they bragged about the fact that the Republicans did, that they watered down his health care bill. You have the majority in the House and the Senate, Barack Obama and the Democrats, and instead of you just going and passing your legislation and passing that legislation to create those programs that would give people that are economically struggling health care programs so they can have some health care, Barack Obama would stop and often say, well, I don't want to pass this bill unless my Republican friends on the Republican side are going along with it. Calling it bipartisan participation. I want the Republicans to go along with this before I pass it. Even though you have the majority in the House and the Senate. What the hell are you waiting on the Republicans for? So that gave me the understanding that the Democrats really aren't serious about helping these people in these economic hard times. Because if you have the majority in the House and the Senate, and you sabotage your own legislation by saying you're not going to just go and pass this bill or pass this legislation because you want bipartisan participation, you want the Republicans to go along with it and agree with this, even though you don't need them to pass it because you have the majority in the House and the Senate on the Democratic side, that lets me know you don't want to pass this legislation. That lets me know you don't give a damn about the people economically struggling. You sabotage your own bills by trying to get approval from the Republicans when you don't even need their approval. Tell me that's not sabotaging your own bills. Hell, the Democratic Party within itself has Democrats known as Blue Dog Democrats. Those are basically Democrats that are Republicans. So that's how you know that party's full of crap. As I told many people, man, Democrats are multimillionaires and some billionaires too. They don't want to be taxed for these social programs for all these Americans who are now unemployed and can't afford health care and are on food stamps, and the millions who are going to have to get on food stamps. A lot of Democrats are millionaires and billionaires just like Republicans, right? A lot of Republicans are millionaires and billionaires, and those at the top, the wealthy, on the Democratic side and Republican side, they don't want to be taxed for any of these social programs. That's why Barack Obama in his first 2 years, even with a Democratic majority in the House and the Senate, failed to pass meaningful legislation. Oh, we got a health care bill passed, but because he was such a weakling and wanted the Republicans to go along with his legislation, wanted bipartisan participation, he wanted a Republican approval for his legislation when he didn't even need it. Because of that, Republicans got into a meeting room with Democrats and watered down the damn health care bill. Okay? So it was meaningless legislation. It has no real strength in it. And they brag about the fact that they did this. They bragged about the fact that they watered it down. And that when Obama's out of office in 2012, they're going to repeal it and kill it. We're going to kill Obamacare. So what the hell was the point, Obama? You wanted to sabotage your own legislation. That's what the point was. Because you could have passed that bill, that healthcare legislation, a strong bill that really would have helped those in economic need. You could have passed it, Obama. But you chose to sabotage your own bill because you knew exactly what you were doing. You had a majority in the House and the Senate in the first 2 years of your presidency. You don't need Republican approval for your legislation that you're going to pass. When President Bush got in office and he had that majority of Republicans in the House and the Senate, he passed everything, got everything done, didn't look back, didn't ask for approval. He didn't give a shit what Democrats thought, right? He didn't give a damn. He passed all that he wanted to pass and moved quickly. Obama, you could have did the same thing in your first 2 years. I know I sound redundant. Democratic majority in the House and the Senate, and the people power that just voted you in office. You could have passed any damn thing in America. But you failed and you didn't. And I firmly believe you did that on purpose. I firmly believe you did that on purpose. Because you know, you guys on the Democratic side and the Republican side and on the Democratic side, you don't want to be taxed for these social programs. You don't want to be taxed. You're multimillionaires. You want to keep your money in the bank too. So that's why I know Democrats are full of it. Recently, there was a controversy with Obama talking to the Black Caucus. As I said earlier in this video, I think that he knows the economic plight of Black Americans, but I don't think he really cares, to be honest with you. He tells the Black Americans who have a huge astronomical unemployment rate, stop whining. Now, the way he said this was more it was definitely in a encouraging light. The way he said stop whining. But I want to tell Black Americans that I really don't think he cares about you very much. Failed to pass meaningful legislation, meaningful, powerful legislation with the healthcare bill. Let the Republicans just water it down. He invited the Republicans to water it down. Okay? Trying to get their approval. I want bipartisan participation. You're basically inviting the Republicans to look through the bill, and you're basically saying, I want the Republicans to okay this bill. Even though you got the majority in the House and the Senate of Democrats, you still want Republican approval? That's sabotage and insanity. Makes no sense. So, Black people, he failed to pass meaningful legislation as far as the healthcare bill, and they haven't done anything. He hasn't done anything for you as far as employment. So I don't think Obama really cares. Black Americans should be mad at him because that healthcare bill would have helped out a lot of poor people, a lot of economically struck people in the lower income and middle class. And those without jobs could have benefited from that healthcare bill. They could have benefited from a strong legislative healthcare bill. But Obama failed them. Blacks are complaining that Obama's weak on leadership. I agree 110%. Screw that. 150%. Screw that. I agree 200% that Obama's weak on leadership. Totally agree. It's disgusting. I already explained how he sabotaged his own legislation and I want bipartisan participation with my Republican friends on the Republican side. When you don't even need them in order to pass legislation, why do you want them to participate? Why are you asking for their approval when you don't need it? Weak. Unlike Bush when he got in office, passed so many things it was ridiculous and didn't look back and did not ask for Democrat participation. Did not ask for Democratic approval. He got in that damn office and passed everything with that Republican majority in the House and the Senate. Bush went to work. He didn't give a damn. Him and Cheney. Obama, blacks complaining that Obama's weak? Absolutely. I agree 100%. And Obama telling you guys stop whining? That's extremely arrogant of him to say that. Because Black Americans are economically struggling more than others in this country with their economic plight. Unemployment is extremely high for them. They're really suffering. They don't like his weak leadership, which I agree. Black America is also pissed at the fact that he's not specifically targeting them and trying to help them with their economic problems as far as their unemployment, and I agree with that. A lot of Obama's friends growing up, white, grew up with a white grandmother and grandfather. A lot of his buddies out of Harvard till this day, white. I don't think that Obama really feels a connection to people of color. I really don't believe that in my heart of hearts. And that comment and the way he said it, that arrogant comment of stop whining towards the Black Caucus the other day, that really confirmed that for me. Now, seeing that Obama had the majority of Democrats in the House and the Senate in his first 2 years of his presidency, and he chose to sabotage his own legislation and show no leadership and no backbone whatsoever, I came to the conclusion 2 years ago that I wasn't going to vote for Obama again. Seeing him show no backbone, no leadership, and begging for Republican approval for legislation that he could have easily passed on his own, you already know, because they had the majority in the House and the Senate, the Democrats did. I've chosen not to vote for Obama. I'm not voting for him at all. Now, to you people out there, people of color, black people that are unhappy with Obama, should you vote for Obama? I would say no, but don't vote for the Republicans either, because they have no solution to the problems either. And then to add insult to injury, he actually gave a little get up and go, keep on fighting speech Obama did. And said a lot of the key words that Hillary Clinton said in her famous speech when she was in front of a majority black church. I don't feel no way tired. Keep on marching. Keep on pushing. The road is long. Keep on fighting. Don't give up. Don't quit. Pull up your boots. Get your marching boots on. Martin Luther King, which is nothing but another word or a propaganda tool they use in modern day society to tell people of color or black people. Martin Luther King pretty much means to blacks, don't fight back when people abuse you, which is bullshit and insanity, but that's what this country uses him for, as a propaganda tool for people of color to not fight back. But Obama said a lot of the same key words that Hillary Clinton did to that majority black church. And I just thought to myself, are you serious? And they actually played this on a lot of the political news channels, and it was like, wow. He just picked something to say and didn't even give a damn that someone else had said the same crap to the majority black audience, which should further add insult to injury and further show people of color that he doesn't really give a damn about black vote.